ஜென்மம் நிறைந்தது சென்றவர் வாழ்க, சிந்தை கலங்கிட வந்தவர் வாழ்க, நீரில் மிதந்திடும் கண்களும் காய்க, நிம்மதி நிம்மதி யோவிடம் சூழ்க. ஜனனமும் பூமியில் புதியது இல்லை, மரணத்தை போலொரு பழையதும் இல்லை. இரண்டும் இல்லாவிடில் இயற்கையும் இல்லை, இயற்கையின் ஆணைதான் ஞானத்தின் எல்லை. பாசம் உலாவிய கண்களும் எங்கே, பாய்ந்து துழாவிய கைகளும் எங்கே, தேசமளாவிய கால்களும் எங்கே, தீ உண்டதென்றது சாம்பலும் எங்கே. கண்ணில் தெரிந்தது காற்றுடன் போக, மண்ணில் பிறந்தது மண்ணுடன் சேர்க. எலும்பு சதை கொண்ட உருவங்கள் போக, எச்சங்களால் அந்த இன்னுயிர் வாழ்க. பிறப்பு இல்லாமலே நாளொன்றும் இல்லை, இறப்பு இல்லாமலும் நாளொன்றும் இல்லை. நேசத்தினால் வரும் நினைவுகள் தொல்லை, மறதியை போல் ஒரு மாமருந்தில்லை. கடல் தொடும் ஆறுகள் கலங்குவதில்லை, தாரை தொடும் தாரைகள் அழுவதும் இல்லை. நதி மழை போன்றது வீதி என்று கண்டும், மதி கொண்ட மானுடர் மயங்குவதென்ன. மரணத்தினால் சில கோபங்கள் தீரும், மரணத்தினால் சில சாபங்கள் தீரும். வேதம் சொல்லாததை மரணங்கள் கூறும், விதை ஒன்று வீண்டிடில் செடி வந்து சேரும். பூமிக்கு நாம் ஒரு யாத்திரை வந்தோம், யாத்திரை தீரும் முன் நித்திரை கொண்டோம். நித்திரை போவது நியதி என்றாலும், யாத்திரை என்பது தொடர்கதையாகும். தென்றலின் பூங்கரம் தீண்டிடும் போதும், சூரிய கீற்றொளி தோன்றிடும் போதும், மழலையின் தேன்மொழி செவியுறும் போதும், மாண்டவர் எம்முடன் வாழ்ந்திடக்கூடும். மாண்டவர் சுவாசங்கள் காற்றுடன் சேர்க, தூயவர் கண்ணொளி சூரியன் சேர்க. பூதங்கள் ஐந்திலும் பொன்னுடல் சேர்க, போனவர் புண்ணியம் எம்முடன் சேர்க.
With heavy heart, we are all gathered here today in memory of our beloved Mr. Sivananthan Perumalraj, fondly known as Siva. I am Prabha Chinnasamy. My family have the privilege of being friends with Siva for more than a decade. Such a kind-hearted person who was always stepping forward to help others. We are all shocked and saddened by Siva's sudden demise. Death has taken away a genuinely warm individual, more importantly, a loving husband and a father, and deprived all of us. While we mourn the loss of Siva and pay tribute to him, here is a glimpse of his life journey. Siva was born on February 19, 1967, at a place called Talamalipatti near Trichy, Tamil Nadu, India. His surviving mom is Jaya and late father Mr. Perumalraj. Siva did his schooling in Trichy Bishop High School. He went to Coimbatore Institute of Technology to complete his engineering degree in civil. After graduating in 1987, he started his career in Chennai, and later he moved to Singapore at year 1991. Siva and Shanti were happily married in year 2000. Charming Rohit was born in 2001. Princess Kanita was, whom he admires as Sweetie. She was born on 2004. Happy family was living in Singapore until 2006. Siva switched his career and moved to US, LA in year 2006 and later moved to Oregon where he made more friends from year 2007 and 2010. The family moved to New Jersey in 2010 where Siva was taking multiple traveling jobs. Finally, he joined American Water in year 2015 and worked till date. Siva was always a front runner in sports, let it be a volleyball, pickleball, basketball, biking, or running. With an ever-smiling face, Siva is an inspiration to us to stay fit always. Siva's son Rohit has just finished third year in college, Johns Hopkins University. Daughter Kanita just graduated from high school. Siva and Shanti are extremely proud of their kids. Shanti's brother, Shekhar Muthusamy family, lives in Bridgewater. Sekhar's wife, Shuganti, and they have two daughters, Roshni and Kavya. This is particularly a difficult and painful time for the entire family. In extending to them our heartfelt condolences, and we pray to God to give them the courage and strength to bear this irreplaceable loss. I'm sure every one of you have stories and fond memories of Siva. I would request Params to share a few words about him.
Thank you all being here to give tribute to Siva as a friend, neighbor, colleague, relative, and more importantly, as a wonderful human being. I'm not sure I can ever not think of him when I play basketball, volleyball next time. Even any occasions we get together, Diwali or Pongal, any of those events without Siva. He made a huge impact, not only on me, but I'm sure many of you as well. That's why you are all here today. I met Siva in 2000 during his marriage, as Shanti and my wife Nirmala both are friends from childhood as inseparable sisters. Siva is a fine civil engineer known for building skyscrapers in Singapore. His curiosity expanded in information technology, and he found love in SAP ERP systems. Siva's curiosity on IT and persistent learning while on construction paid off. He had become an IT professional in less than a year. Not many people can do that doing part-time. He is known for his resiliency and persistency on anything he does. When he wants something, he will put his maximum effort to be excellent at it, whether it's doing a new project at office or picking up any new games whenever he can. Another example, when he wanted to move to States, he did it in 2006 with the same level of persistence and hard work. Another thing, he loves connecting with the people and makes them feel special in no time. When he talked to my parents, he talks about farming, politics, and other things. On another occasion, when I saw he was talking to my friend's mom, who comes from Coimbatore, he talked about the streets that existed 15 years ago and connected them with the transformation of Coimbatore. He did the same with my other friend's mom, who came from Chennai. I realized it's not that he wanted to show his knowledge, but his genuine curiosity that made him to want to know more about them. When he talked to someone, he is with them 100% present in the conversation, nothing less than 100%. After talking to many of you last couple of days, my respect for Siva has grown even more. Being present in the moment and having a lively conversation is one of the key traits of Siva. Siva's truly committed to anything he does, whether it's playing games or riding the bike or doing any work at office. And he shared his passion with others as well. He's known for making sure we had fun while playing the game and don't care about winning or losing. His passion is contagious. He made dozens and dozens of friends in our neighborhood, including parents, high school kids, middle school kids, active over last 2 years. He will just actually, if kids are available, he will take them on his car and go start playing with them. He became a kid. He always puts his family and friends first. Whether he needs to prioritize on kids' classes, picking up from college, or offering help for others, or even helping Shanti with the cooking. He's an excellent chef, from making pastries to making Indian food. He always checks afterward, after offering the food, did you like it? He does the same thing with others as well. His curiosity and continuous improvement on what he does is non-stoppable. He's an absolutely wonderful husband, father, colleague, friend, and mentor to many of us. Yesterday, talking to someone, they said he perfectly checked all the boxes, from exercises to healthy living. Why Siva? And why now? For certainly, he no longer being here is well beyond our power of will. But he brought all of his best qualities to us, either directly or indirectly. Let us cherish his memories and spread his charm and good qualities to the rest of the world. As he always said, you need to have fun on anything you do without worrying about the outcome. In Tamil, we call it kadamiyai chei palani edirpaakadu. Thank you.
Thank you, Params. Why Shiva? Why now? We don't have answer for any of those questions. I'm sure we have 1,000 more questions in our mind. Now I would like to request Siddharth or Samanyu to talk about Shiva.
Good evening. My name is Siddharth Kakraparthi and I live in the same community as Shiva Uncle. Unfortunately, someone you couldn't be here today due to health reasons, so our friend Rihan is here to speak for him. I've known Shiva Uncle for a little over a year and we play volleyball together. Every time I saw Shiva Uncle, I've been inspired by his energy and enthusiasm. Whenever we played, the only thing Uncle cared about was us kids having fun rather than worrying about winning. This in itself is a life lesson that I learned and is something that'll always stay with me. Uncle taught us not to always be focused on winning, that you miss out on the joys of life. There is always a carefree and joyous vibe Shiva Uncle brings. He was so passionate about everything that he did. Watching Shiva Uncle put his 110% into everything he does has inspired me too. One of the things I will always remember about Uncle is when in volleyball he taught us a move that we always did called the Namaste. Shiva Uncle, every minute I spent with you was a minute that you made priceless. I will miss you, Shiva Uncle, and I always think of you whenever I see a volleyball. You always live on in our hearts with that joyful, lighthearted smile you always had.
I too am part of Shiv Uncle's neighborhood, and like Siddharth, I started playing volleyball with him a year ago at Manalapan Rec Center. First time I met him, he was all over the place, completely all over the place. What I mean is, he was for the ball, and he inspired me to play volleyball in high school. I didn't think that I would make the team if it weren't for him and his really enthusiasm. Once I asked him, how are you so good? How are you compassionate? And he once told me, all I do is think about playing rather than the outcome. Thank you.
Thank you both. It's not easy to make a connection with a teenager. When Shiva plays with a 4-year-old, he becomes a 4-year-old kid. When he talks to an adult, he becomes an adult. When he talks to a teenager, he talks in their language. Now I would like to request Suresh to talk a few words about Shiva.
I never would have remotely imagined that I'll be here talking about my beloved friend, big brother, Namma Shiva, in this setting. Our families, we know each other for about 11, 12 years. We started as neighbors and we became extended family for each other. We moved out of New Jersey to Virginia 4 years ago. Usually when you go out of someone's sight, eventually you go out of their mind, but not with Shanti and Shiva. They're wonderful people. They celebrate relationships. In fact, we grow much closer, much stronger ever before. Not a week passed by without me and Shiva talking at least for 30 minutes on the phone. It was just me and Shiva time. It was always an indulging conversation, always positive, always exciting discussions about kids, future plans, ideas. It's always mutual caring and sharing. He's from one of the finest institutes from the state where he comes from. He's very, very smart person that I've known. I looked up to him for several things. He's my role model and equally pragmatic. It's a rare find actually. I always used to tease him that I go to Google for search, but I call you for my research. As usual, his response would be just a light little laughter, and he'd say, "Saringa Talavare, na paathu solren. Saringa Talavare, na paathu solren." Talavare means chief. I don't think I deserve that word from Shiva. I'm just a minuscule guy in front of him, but he calls me Talavare because he celebrated our relationship. He celebrated me as a little brother, just like he celebrated everyone around him, everything around him. unconditionally, all day, every day. That's why he always wears a smile. I feel it's a mere reflection of his inner peace and the positive attitude towards everyone around him and the whole world. So honest and genuine. I always feel God had put a permanent smiley on his face. While we all have 24 hours, Shiva has 48 hours in his clock. If you count what he accomplishes day in and day out, that's his level of efficiency and hard work. I've never seen such a productive guy in my life. Perhaps God thought that he already lived his life to the fullest, beyond what's in his playbook, so gave him a peaceful exit. Though he doesn't deserve it. I hate you, God, if you still exist, still around. When it comes to Shiva, it's always about running extra miles, always about doing extra laps. When he goes on bicycle, he makes sure he rides extra miles. He always wants to have that extra game with his beloved friends. Always to have fun, not to win, as he always says so. Let's have fun, let's not win. He's a super special son, son-in-law, fantastic husband, and a wonderful father. He's my role model. He changed many ways in my life. I'm a silent observer of everything that he do till this moment. Fantastic friend who one desire for. I strongly refuse to admit that he's no more. He will be there forever. And he's there. He'll always be there for me, for all the people that you know, and always there for Shanti, Rohit, and Kanita to guide the rest of your life.
Thank you, Suresh. That were true words from your heart. Shiva did not just make connection with friends and family. His kind-heartedness and whatever he accomplished at work, we would like to hear from Jason.
Shiva, for us, that's exactly him. Always with a smiling face. I've known him for the last 8 years. We started our journey in American Water almost at the same time in 2015. Worked in the same group, worked in different group. He was more than a colleague. He was a true friend. I never seen him without a smiling face. We talk a lot. When we were at office, we talk about work, but outside office, he talks a lot. He talks a lot about how much time he spent cycling with some of your friends. The volleyball he plays all the weekend. The people who know him close by, he's such a person with a lot of positivity. He spreads that positivity around anybody around him. Never say no. A go-getter. He go to any extent to get things done. And somebody mentioned, yeah, for him it's not 24 hours, it's 48 hours every day. I just remember last weekend, some of us were in office, we had a project go live. I was talking to, Varun was asking me, Shiva was supposed to come to office in the morning. We didn't know anything. It was a cutover major project activity around 8 o'clock. We all were happy because the project was about to go live. We were waiting for a go no-go. That's when we heard this horrific tragedy news, and we all were shattered. We couldn't speak for minutes. And the next day, Tuesday, when I came to office, I mean, kind of like standing next to his cubicle, it was free. We had a small conference room at office where we had his photo and then flowers. People can share some notes. None of us could stand within the room more than 30 seconds. He was a great father. Many of us have growing kids. We always approach him for tips. He gave us a lot of tips. Whatever he learned from his life, what you should do, what you should not do, he always. The only time I saw him shattered was, Rohit, when you were not well. I know he fought for you. And Kanida, when you were one of the winners of American Water Scholarship, I could see a proud parent. We're supposed to have a celebration for that. I know life will not be the same for you. The Father's Day will not be the same for you anymore. But we all are with you at any time. Shanti, he talks a lot about you, how much hard work you do at office, at home. Sometimes we talk at the lunch table. He brings a lot of chapatis and dosha from home. And I was talking to Neeru yesterday, the same thing. We'll have a lot of chapati, but little bit curry, and he will say, yeah, I didn't get time today to cook. Sometimes he sits at office at 7 p.m. I ask him, Shiva, it's 7, you have 1 hour drive, what are you doing in the office? He say, hey Jason, I need to go to Washington to pick my son. And the next day when I wake up around 6:30, I'll have a text message in my phone that I reached around 2 a.m. in the morning. I won't be able to come to office, I'll work from home. And that message will be at 4:30 a.m. when he will have completed 1 call at offshore. The dedication and the commitment that this guy has, I have never seen it in anybody. I know he left a big void in all our life, but his smiling face always will be with us. Shanti, Rohit and Kanika, we are always with you. I'm sure he will leave good memories in all our life. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Yes, he should have definitely lived to witness more milestones that their kids are going to achieve and celebrate all those moments. Unfortunately, it's very hard to believe that he is no more with us. Now, I would like to request Siddharth and Gautam to talk to you about Siva.
Hello, I'm Gautam Lingareddy. I've known Shivanko for less than a year now, and to be honest, he is a really great man. I've met him through volleyball, biking, and pickleball. He was always hardworking and valued friends and family before anything else. I remember once it was a weekday and I had school the next morning, and he promised my mom that he'd bring us back by 8:30 from volleyball. It really showed his dedication and how much he wanted us to come and play with him. I still can't come to terms with his death. It was a shock for me. Such an athletic and healthy man. I can't believe he's gone now. Thank you.
My name's Siddharth Gingareddy. I've also known Shivanko for less than a year now, but he has played a huge role during my summer last year and taught me a lot about volleyball, pickleball, and everything you need to know, especially the fact that You should have fun when playing sports and care more about having fun than if you win or not. He was such a great man, and I can't believe he's gone. But he will always be remembered by everyone who was close to him. Thank you.
You heard them talking. The, the proof is in the pudding. So when I said when Shiva talks to a 10-year-old, he becomes a 10-year-old. So you heard from their own voice. So as a growing kids at home, even as a parent, we usually take our kids to the game and we drop them and come back. But look at Shiva, what he did. He gathered all the kids in his neighborhood, formed a team, and then take them to play volleyball, and then played with them, and then safely dropped them back home. Who can do that? Even our own parents, we are struggling to chase work, balance work life. So I can't imagine what he did to these young kids. Now I would request Arvind to talk a few words about Siva.
I've known Shiva Mama for a very long time. Met many times during Thanksgiving parties, Pongals, Diwali parties. But I've known him for so much more than that. He's a great volleyball player. He's a great mentor. He's just a great and humble person. He has an innocent smile and was always full of positive energy. He's such a lovable and caring person. He lifted people up and helped them out in whatever way possible. He valued each and every person he met and made sure to maintain that connection. It's the small things he does that counts. Like whenever he drives by, he always makes sure to stop by my house just to say hi, just to catch up. He always maintained that relationship with not only me, but with everyone else, as you can see here. He's very generous and is always willing to share any information or any help that he needs to have. He even went out of his way to invite me to play volleyball with him, with his friends. He treated me with the respect of an adult, even though he called me Thambi, or younger brother. We've played volleyball together for almost 2 years now, and it didn't matter if it was Sunday early mornings or late Wednesday evenings. He would always be there, ready to play. Whether it was at the rec center, or at Sportica, or at any other place we have, he's always there, ready to play. I wouldn't be the person I am today without you. Still, I refuse to believe that this has happened. I still feel like you're asleep, and we're all waiting for you. I have no other words to say. Shiva Mama, I'll always remember you, and we all will miss you.
Thank you, Arvind. Thank you for sharing your experience. I think Shiva forgot his medal for being a best volleyball coach. That's all I can say. Now, I request Vishnu to share his memories with Shiva.
Hi. It's very difficult for me. I'm trying my best to control myself. I'm Vishnu. I'm neighbor to Shiva. But I'm also best friend to him, as we know to the heart. But it's not that we have the line of thing where the bestie is like not to go around or like for a drinks kind of thing. It's a matter of like where when I need him, he will be there. When he need me, I'll be there. There is no strings or any kind of, I can say, anything for yes or no to him. Everybody is speaking about him, like, so many different things. I was keep thinking about what what I what something different what I can say. There is nothing different I can say about him. He's a great person. Few things I can say more than what maybe others may not observe. He's like more like when he commits something, sure, he commit for it. So I just can give an example. I've been busy from last 3 weeks. I have one major project go live. We're like financial system. Shiva, I said like busy, I can't play. I said, no matter what, how busy you are, you should have some time for your friends and family. How you manage, that's how you need to figure out. Sure, 2 weeks I can't come and play. It's okay. Okay, take your time. He didn't compulsion. Like he give me an advice saying that live at the moment. Make sure you keep time for your friends and family. That's how he encouraged the people. And just now, a few minutes back, my kids, Gautam and Siddharth, was just came here and they just said some words like, last 3 weeks when I said busy, he just told, okay, let me take the kids with me. Let them have a fun. You're busy, so you cannot take your kids for the play. I can't imagine someone can just take that kind of, come forward and say that, okay, I can take them. So then he took permission from my wife and he committed 8:30, he just brought back them. If I took them, maybe I may not be able to bring them exact 8:30 back again. So it's very hard, like I know. I don't know, like I didn't prepare. I've been busy from the morning. Like I was thinking about I may need to write some notes to just come here. So I know the time is precious, and I know many people want to say a lot of things about Shiva, but I can talk about Shiva for hours, for days. But he will be in my heart and my kids' heart, and there's a lot of things we learned when we played with him. Like when we playing, not only the game, what we learned so many things about the life. And Shiva always shares his life experience, like a lot of people said, like do's and don'ts, good part and bad parts. Like he always led them. So I done this mistake. You were not supposed to do this. Like he will always say that. So and then if anything, he comes to know good. He just try to spread that for as many people as he can, so that they can get advantage of that. So my kids have just started middle school. He just giving so many tips to me how I can help them in their education. So and then whatever his experiences. And then I was sometimes when he's keep telling Shiva, why are you telling to me now? You will be there. I'll come to you. I don't know. He told like you should know. Like I said, you should know. Then I said, you will be there. I don't want to know Shiva. I'll come to you. I don't know. I'm missing him. I should have learned so many things more, and I should have spent more time with him. But one way is at least I had an opportunity to spend good quality time with him. I had played with him, and then so many memories. So for you guys, Shiva will be with us forever in so many ways. The way he taught us how to be with people, and then how we can improve our knowledge, and then how we can be a commit for the things. So sure, like we will be with you guys anytime, any hope. Whatever the Shiva, like I had the line with him, we'll be having with you guys. Thank you very much. Thanks to all.
Thank you, Vishnu. We keep hearing many stories about his helping tendency. I would like to quote just one time when Shiva offered to pick up my son from college after work. It was one Friday evening. It's supposed to be an hour-long drive, but it was pouring outside, and they ended up spending 3 hours in the road. He tirelessly dropped my son back home, and then my mom was like, he just came from India. So he made sure he sat with her for 2 hours after this 3 hour long drive, and he was talking to her for the entire 2 hours. I was stuck in another class teaching some kids, but he made sure he sat with her. He was like, my mom still can't believe that Shiva is no more. So he made sure, like Params was mentioning, that he made sure mom or dad, whoever he meets, he makes sure he makes a connection and then talk in their language. So I've really witnessed that in my own home. So thank you, Shiva. I don't know, those 5 hours that he spent for my family, I didn't think that might be the last time, that those hours won't come back again. I would like to request Roshni Dhanashekhar, his niece, to come and share her experience with her mama.
Thank you everyone for gathering here today to honor Sivanko. You may know him as a friend, a coworker, a coach, a husband, a father. To me, he is my uncle, but that's only on paper. Who he really is to me is a teacher, and that's what I'll remember him by. Sivanko has always been a role model to me in how to go about navigating this journey we call life. There's never been a moment where I didn't see him smiling. Even today, he radiates positive energy to everyone around him, and he's always so eager to help out others. Whether he knew it or not, he inspired and motivated me to spread happiness as much as I could. But that's not the only thing that he taught me. My last conversation with Sivanko happened just over a month ago. I came back from college, my junior year now completed, and the weekend before I left, Sivanko came to visit along with Kanita and Santi. The whole time that they were there, I was talking to Sivanko, and it was a conversation that will continue to resonate with me forever. Past the normal, how are you doing? How's college going? We started talking about what we like to do in our free time. I thought he would ask me about what clubs I was doing, but instead, he asked me if I still played tennis. I was taken aback by this question, and I said no, but I wish I did it more often. I just don't have the time. He asked me, why don't you have the time? It was then that I realized that, yes, even though I was doing things that I was passionate about, I never really stopped to think about what I wasn't doing because I thought I didn't have time. From what he said, I learned that the thing with time is that it always feels like there's never enough. And yet somehow, we always get sucked into a cyclic loop, a daily routine, and take time for granted. We always think about the future and plan the present around it. But we don't know when our last day is. We don't know when there's no more tomorrow. And I now see that that was a true message that he wanted me to understand. Take it easy, he said. Why not spend it with the people that you love,
doing what you love every day. If we all know that time is short, then why waste it on doing something that doesn't make you happy? It's always the simple things that get looked over, but it gives the most happiness. I will never forget what he told me and will try every day to live by these words. Even though he's no longer with us physically, his energy will continue to live within us. I will be forever looking up to you, Sivanko. We miss you and we love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Roshni. As you can see, any meeting with Shiva is not a typical stereotypical meeting. He makes sure that he talks to the heart, and then he knows what the other person is doing, and then he knows all the hobbies and interests that the other person has. Now I would like to request Uday to share his few words about Shiva.
So, like many of you, when the call came in, I couldn't believe what I heard. I tried to make sure so many different ways. Is it really Siva? Right? Is he the one who used to play volleyball with us, biking with us? I mean, I just couldn't believe it. I'm sure many of you would relate to that. Because he was the one who would always go the extra mile, literally, right? There was this time when we biked together with friends. We were going to go to the Sandy Hook beach, and we reached the park, which is about 3-4 miles before that. We all said, okay, we made it, like, because it said like another letter of Sandy Hook on it, like Sandy Hook Park. He's not the one, right? When he takes something, he wanted to finish it. Like, he motivated us to go that extra mile, literally, and he had that level of physical ability, and he would be the one you would expect to be drop dead like this, least of it. And he was there in all different ways. If somebody needed a cheerleader, he was there. Like, we used to play pickleball together, and he is an ardent player, as you know. He is everywhere, he plays very well. But still, even like, for example, I could barely move. We make one shot, he will find out like in a way to appreciate, wow, such a great, right? He was a motivator from wherever you are. And obviously with the young people, he was like, so kind. My son used to play volleyball with him. He recalls all the time, like how he used to build him up. And he would ask, like, is your uncle coming there? Then I'm going, right? That's how much attraction he had with children. He said one of the lesson, like, he picked up from him is, he always says this, let's play the game, let's enjoy the game. Doesn't matter win or lose. I guess that's a lesson we will all carry forever. And Siva, you will live in our memories forever. And family will be with you now, any day you need. Thank you.
Thank you, Uday. I know it's very heartbreaking for the family to go through this devastating situation. Now I would request Rohi and Kanita to share few words about their dad.
Okay. When I was coming back from college to visit my dad in the hospital, I was worried about so many things, like getting vacation time for my mom and my own work for that matter. But I was surrounded by so many people that made sure that the only thing I could think about was making sure that I was okay and Kanita was okay and my mom was okay. So thank you for taking care of us so well for the last few days. And even food was taking care of us. So thank you all. And thank you to everyone who just spoke. A lot of the messages resonated with me, especially those about how tirelessly he worked and how kind he was. When I was old enough to go to college, I feel like I became smart enough to start understanding who my dad was. And I look back on my life and I can see so much of his life was spent working for us, and he sacrificed so much for us. When I went to college, he had more time to take care of himself, and I'm so happy that he did. But until that point, he slept later than me and woke up earlier. I don't know how he worked so tirelessly for us. And I hear all your stories about his compassion. He sounds like the perfect role model in more ways than I could have imagined. Thank you all for coming.
On Sunday, I didn't cry at all for the first few hours because I still thought that he would come back. I thought this was all some kind of Father's Day joke. I still can't believe it. I just want to say thank you for everyone who showed up today. It means a lot. I thank you for talking about him at work and him when he plays volleyball. I've learned a lot about him and the sides he shows when he's not at home. Thank you once again for coming.
Thank you, Rohit and Kanita. I know, we used to say when the kids leave for the college, the house become an empty nest. But I can't imagine that the true emptiness that happened in this family. Shanti and family, we are here for you every day. So we extend our gratitude to all the relatives and friends and who have come today to honor this great man, Siva. The amount of people who have gathered here today to pay their last respects to is only a testimony to the lives he personally touched. Our heartfelt thank you to you all. Siva's memory will stay in our heart forever. Sivavin Atma, Sivanadiyai Sendradaya Pratipum. May his soul attain moksha. Om Shanti. Let us observe silence while we play this song.
ஜென்மம் நிறைந்தது சென்றவர் வாழ்க, சிந்தை கலங்கிட வந்தவர் வாழ்க, நீரில் மிதந்திடும் கண்களும் காய்க, நிம்மதி நிம்மதி யோவிடம் சூழ்க. ஜனனமும் பூமியில் புதியது இல்லை, மரணத்தை போலொரு பழையதும் இல்லை, இரண்டும் இல்லாவிடில் இயற்கையும் இல்லை, இயற்கையின் ஆணைதான் ஞானத்தின் எல்லை. பாசம் உலாவிய கண்களும் எங்கே, பாய்ந்து துழாவிய கைகளும் எங்கே, தேசமளாவிய கால்களும் எங்கே, தீ உண்டதென்றது சாம்பலும் எங்கே. கண்ணில் தெரிந்தது காற்றுடன் போக, மண்ணில் பிறந்தது மண்ணுடன் சேர்க, எலும்பு சதை கொண்ட உருவங்கள் போக எச்சங்களால் அந்த இன்னுயிர் வாழ்க. பிறப்பு இல்லாமலே நாளொன்றும் இல்லை, இறப்பு இல்லாமலும் நாளொன்றும் இல்லை. நேசத்தினால் வரும் நினைவுகள் தொல்லை, மறதியை போல் ஒரு மாமருந்தில்லை. கடல் தொடும் ஆறுகள் கலங்குவதில்லை, தாரை தொடும் தாரைகள் அழுவதும் இல்லை. நதி மழை போன்றதே வீதி என்று கண்டும் மதி கொண்ட மானுட மயங்குவதென்ன. மரணத்தினால் சில கோபங்கள் தீரும், மரணத்தினால் சில சாபங்கள் தீரும். வேதம் சொல்லாததை மரணங்கள் கூறும், விதை ஒன்று வீண்டிடில் செடி வந்து சேரும். பூமிக்கு நாம் ஒரு யாத்திரை வந்தோம், யாத்திரை தீரும் முன் நித்திரை கொண்டோம். நித்திரை போவது நியதி என்றாலும் யாத்திரை என்பது தொடர்கதையாகும். தென்றலின் பூங்கரம் தீண்டிடும் போதும் சூரிய கீற்றொளி தோன்றிடும் போதும் மழலையின் தேன்மொழி செவியுறும் போதும் மாண்டவர் எம்முடன் வாழ்ந்திடக்கூடும். மாண்டவர் சுவாசங்கள் காற்றுடன் சேர்க, தூயவர் கண்ணொளி சூரியன் சேர்க. பூதங்கள் ஐந்திலும் பொன்னுடல் சேர்க, போனவர் புண்ணியம் எம்முடன் சேர்க.
Anyone wants to do the last respect to Siva, please form the line, come on.
Thank you so much for being here, respecting Shiva. We are here. It's time for private family. Let's give some 5 minutes time for the family to private. Thank you.
Yeah.